Wait.
And we back.
Okay.
We didn't discuss that, my bad.
We did. Yeah, there was no coordination in that.
Okay, but we straight. We back
Okay.
with
Yeah,
another episode
yes.
of It's the End of the World. But unless.
Yeah.
And it's your girl T from
Mm-hmm.
the NYC. Not really, not from New York.
At all, but it's okay.
You know, it
We'll let it
worked.
slide for the
It
rhyme. You
worked
know
at
what
the
I'm saying?
moment, you know?
Rappers lie all the time, so it's good. It's okay. And it's skinny, skinny never skinny, because I'm big wealthy, in spirit, because gas prices and everything fucked up.
True.
But you know what I'm saying? We here.
Yes, sir. We getting
So
into
today, I got a question for you, T.
okay.
All right,
Ooh.
and I want you to be as honest as you could be about this question. Okay.
Okay.
What is the hardest part about dating you? You're just so perfect. It's so hard to
shut up. Yes, but shut up. But for real though, I think I used to be, still am to an extent, but I used to be very codependent, like very, because I was so insecure. So I needed, whenever I was able to get that other person, like I wanted them to be my crutch, so I wouldn't have to hold myself up. But that has definitely progressed over time. But now I still find myself trying to fix people's shit. Like when people tell me, whatever's going on with their life, I automatically am like, okay, like trying to come up with a solution, and it's like, it's not necessarily my problem. Like I saw something that said, why are we constantly trying to fix something that we did not break? That's just going to drive, especially if it's someone else's something. If they're not even trying their best to fix it, why are you bending over backwards to fix it? Oh, so with me constantly like trying to do that for people, I would give so much, and whatever that person was able to give back was never enough because of the amount that I would give. But I've realized a few years ago that I was literally self-sabotaging, and still am. I thought I grew out of that shit, but like there's still little things, and I'm sure there always will be, but I think it's easier for me to identify them now. But it's so easy to fall back into that trap. So that's what I think is the hardest part. And then a lot of times that doesn't really pop up until later, like that's not something that you're going to see immediately. So it's like something that you'll see evolving over time, and you'll realize it later. But in the beginning, it's like, oh wow, this person wants to help me with all my shit. Amazing, you're so great,
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, nah.
I feel that. I appreciate your honesty.
You're welcome. You asked for it, so there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
What about you though?
Me.
You're not gonna just have me spilling my guts on this shit.
Me. Look, let me tell you something about me. I'm not easy to deal with. I am, but I'm not. Like, I would say, I know what I want. And if you can't give me what I want, I'm very like, all right, on to the next. Like, I'm very like quick to, I don't have a lot of patience with people.
It sounds like you're easy to deal with though. You're straight to the point.
I guess so, if that's what you want to call. Maybe I wasn't trying to
depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's who you're talking to. But it's like, I wouldn't even say that's the real issue, or like my biggest issue. My biggest issue, I feel like I don't even know. It's so many things that I could like, because I'm very critical of myself.
Yeah.
And maybe my biggest issue is that I'm critical of the people around me. Or like I'm more critical of the people in my space because I see that as a reflection of me. So yeah. I would say that I'm very critical. Like I could be very.
Please excuse my dog. She's so annoying.
And and be very hard on myself. So I'm very hard on everybody else around me. Not everybody around me, just people in my close circle. But I think it's just because I want the best for everybody, and I want everybody to like to be in the same space as me, as far as like growing together. Like I don't expect anybody to like be the person that I want them to be, but I
Yeah.
want us all to grow to our fullest potential. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't want to see nobody shortchange themselves, especially nobody that's attached to me, because it's like if you gonna cut yourself short, then I know you cut me short. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
So it's like I need people or a person that's going to like know how to take care of themselves, especially at this point, because I'm
Yeah.
very like on the go. Like I'm very like I know what I'm trying to get to, and like all right, if you're not trying to be on the same wavelength, then I can't spend the
And you're
time.
doing the work. You're putting in the work for yourself.
Yeah,
So
like I'm very like quick with it. I'm very impatient. That
yeah.
too. So and I have bipolar, but that shouldn't be a reason. That's not a reason why like I'm difficult to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have symptoms, and if that's something you don't want to deal with, then it's like I don't expect you to deal with me. So
But at
yeah,
least you're upfront about that whenever you are dealing with somebody.
yeah, of course, got to
Yeah.
be, and that's the main thing. Is like in relationships
Some
and
niggas don't. They just be like, surprise.
yeah. By the way, but it's like the main thing in relationships, and my therapist actually told me this. It's like most relationships don't end because the person doesn't like people don't love each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's because people don't communicate or there's a miscommunication.
Hello.
And it's like that's real as shit because a lot of times if you just tell people like what your true intentions are, like what you're trying to do, and not just a relationship meaning like boyfriend girlfriend, but just any type of relationship, platonic, friends
Mm-hmm.
with benefits, polyamorous, open, whatever. If you want to go that route,
Mm-hmm.
communicate with the person that you want to do that with and see if that's cool, but be understanding of their boundaries, because a lot of people think, oh, if I'm honest, that means you're supposed to just go with what I say, or you're supposed to just go with it. But being honest doesn't mean you're guaranteed a yes. It just means that you're allowing the other person to make a decision based on all the facts, not just based
Yep.
on certain ones.
Yep. Yep. See, people want to do grown up shit, but don't want to have grown up conversations.
Like
Like,
shit,
I
like
don't,
shit.
I don't get it.
Then you end up with secret babies and secret families.
Or just babies you don't want.
Yeah,
Like,
that too.
y'all
That
be
too.
out here wilding.
Like, if you gonna, it's like if you gonna do that, please like contraception. Like we got, it's so many ways to like not have a baby for y'all to just be out here. Everybody, because I'm guilty of it too. I done had a few, little
Yeah,
accidents.
yeah.
So, so we not gonna act like what I'm saying. Everybody ain't been out here doing some shit, but like, if you really don't want that to happen, bro, just do something. Like,
Yep.
don't be out here wilding, because
Mm-hmm.
putting more
Mm-hmm.
babies into the world when they already trying to like ban abortions and all this other shit is like, it's not cool.
We have so many that are not
Not being taken
really
care of.
loved, yeah, or cared for. That shit is, y'all are wild. What are y'all
Mm.
doing?
Yeah.
Overpopulating the earth for what? Like,
Just to not take care of people.
the fuck? That shit is so. People are so fucking reckless, bro. They're so reckless.
That shit is just wild. Like,
Uh,
that shit is wild.
the way niggas just be ready to like step out on whoever the fuck they're supposedly committed to just for like a little fun time.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
You're in a whole marriage and or 10-year relationship, my nigga. What are you doing?
bro,
You're 35 and older doing this shit.
still running around the streets and like
How are you
lying,
not
lying
embarrassed?
and da da da. Like, come
How are
on,
you
bro.
not
That's
embarrassed?
high school shit.
And then most of y'all be messy with this shit. Oh my god. Come on.
Like, we got 4 jobs now. Like, niggas go to work. Like, how you go
Well,
to
some
work?
of them don't actually.
That's true.
Some of
That's
them
true.
don't.
That's
Some of
true.
them
I guess
just
if
be,
you ain't got shit to do, it's like,
why not? You know, some niggas be like content in their fuckery. You
yeah.
know,
And it don't just be niggas. It be women too.
nah, yeah, you right.
It be women too. I think and there are so many debates and like Twitter debates and Instagram debates and blah blah blah. Women, men. That's been like comedy for like forever. Women are like this. Men are like that. Men and women are not like unpopular opinion. Maybe not. I don't know. Men and women are not that different. I honestly like. I feel like because at this point, like, what do you even define as a man or a woman? Like in any point, like what is even a man or a woman?
Hello.
Like you can't even put a you can say okay, a woman does this or a man, but it's like who determines that? Like who determined that? Why do we like you know what I'm saying? Like
And
nobody ever
why there's so many exceptions to that rule? What is
nobody could put a
literally.
pinpoint on okay this like because there's always going to be anomalies. There's no that like science is not absolute. So to say that anything is this or that is just saying somebody said that is this and everybody else agreed
Mm-hmm.
essentially. So
Mm-hmm.
like
And
I
let's
don't
not
really
even talk about like perspectives and interpretations because that adds a whole nother
add
layer. Like you're
exactly
basing this whole system off of this one motherfucker's opinion, like
like shit.
based off of this, you know?
And
It's
that's
just
exactly
crazy.
how we treat relationships. Like it's like we like to believe like we here as a man. Like I never got the birds and the bees talking none of that shit. So
Mm.
everything I learned was from like my niggas or like porn for real. So I'm coming up thinking like okay, you supposed to fuck a woman like this. You supposed to da 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 da. We ain't I ain't go. Should I say that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. All right, so at the time when I first started having sex, like eating pussy was like not the shit. Like it was kind of taboo at that point. Like niggas was like,
Hmm.
I ain't eat no pussy. Like da da da. I
Yeah.
was in the trenches with it. Like I don't give a fuck. That was just my shit. Like
Hell
that's my shit.
yeah.
It's still my shit. So it's like for me, it was like oh shit, I didn't know like that's not what we were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it was weird because it was like you got all these niggas around you like nah, you supposed to da 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 da. I don't even take my clothes off. I just woo woo, and it's like
These niggas
damn.
clear they don't know nobody none of them know shit. And then porn is an inaccurate depiction of what
Mm,
sex actually is. Like that
mm-hmm.
shit is a whole motion picture, you
Yeah,
know? There's
yeah.
like editing and like it's a whole bunch of shit. And so
Mm-hmm.
we all just be out here lost. And a lot of
Like
people
shit,
don't get that talk. That shit is
like
so
shit,
sad.
like shit, like shit.
So when
Like,
did you learn that like, oh well, it sounds like you were kind of going against the grain from jump?
but I guess I didn't even know it like that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just what it was.
it just never felt right for me to like be the nigga to be like yeah I got hoes I got da, da, da. Even if I am messing with like multiple people, I'm
Hmm.
never gonna be the nigga to be like I'm running this thing I got this thing da 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 and you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because I just feel like regardless of what your relationship is with somebody, you
Hmm.
still could treat them like a person. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
think the reason why a lot of niggas get mad that you can't have like more friends with benefits or more like of those type of situations. The reason why is because one, you come at it like real selfishly and
Hmm.
very transactionally. So it's
Hmm.
like, okay, if we not fucking, then I'm not gonna make sure you get home safe. I'm not gonna make sure you can get home. Period.
Niggas be entitled. Yeah.
That's weird as shit, bro. Like, why
Yeah.
you basically kidnapping this girl because she not giving you like you feel that entitled to her body. Like, think about that for a second. That's her body. Like, she only get one of those, and you
Hmm.
really think you just deserve it because you spent $20 at Applebee's? Like, come on, bro.
Did
It's
you see
like,
that video of that?
nah, what video?
Oh, it was literally like they said that they were married, but it was literally this nigga like, nah, I'm not taking you home because
Oh,
you're
I
not
think I did
fucking
see that. I think I did see
because
it. It was like
you're
it was
not.
a joke or some shit.
Yeah, they said that they
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
married,
yeah.
but
But it's like, but niggas really be on that type of energy though. Like that shit
literally.
real. That's why even if it was a joke, it's like
And
the
it's
reason why
so
that joke,
weird because they flip just like that. As soon as they realize they not getting none,
it's
that's
like
when
the
it's
the
a
switch goes off. Yeah,
180. That shit is
yeah.
so weird, bro.
That's some conniving ass shit. And then y'all and then I say y'all, but we will spin that shit around and be like oh nah she faking because da 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 da. But it's like bro, sometimes the energy not that bro. Sometimes bro, on some real nigga shit, you are not that nigga. Like, no matter
Literally.
how much you done built your fucking ego up,
A
sometimes you are
lot
just
of the times.
some. I ain't say that. See, not me speaking. I'm on your side. We on the same side, bro. Sometimes you are just not that nigga, bro. And a lot of times, I will say, a lot of times it's who you go for, because a lot of y'all niggas want to go for the jumps that want to be winding down,
They
want
be
the 5-star
targeted.
meals, want the
Mm-hmm.
Gucci, Louis, all that, and you know you not making no Gucci, Louis money. Like, come on, bro. Stay with somebody that's in your range. Not saying like you settle, but I'm sure you can find a beautiful ass woman who's on the same type of time that you on, that's on the same type of energy as you on, that's cool as shit, and you ain't gotta find her on the Instagram explore page. Like, y'all niggas be thirsty for the one woman that every other nigga want.
Yeah.
And you got to build like a million other women out here that you could talk to, but y'all want to go for the same three because they light skin. Fuck out of here, bro. Like switch your perspective up and
Can we
stop.
talk about that for a minute? Those preferences,
Let's
though.
talk about let's talk about preferences for a
I
second.
mean,
Let's talk about it for a second.
so where is the line between preference and racist
Hmm.
or
Mm,
colorist?
I would say when somebody turns it into like I'm with you instead of like if I say if I'm with a light skinned woman and I say, oh yeah, like I couldn't have no dark skin though because da 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 da. At that point, that's colorist because you're actively seeking out a light skinned woman to like
Mm-hmm.
fulfill some type of self shit you got going on,
Mm-hmm.
like some
Mm-hmm.
insecurity you have going on with your own skin or something that's been taught to you through these like Eurocentric values that we all have in this. But I feel like preference, because even preference comes with a little bit of, I would say, prejudice, because it's like I personally could never date a white girl. Like I might I might fuck a white girl. There's like
Mm-hmm.
a small, percentage that I
Yeah.
might, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm the type of person where I can detach myself from that and like do that and then still be like, all right, I'm not going, like, we not doing nothing after this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I can never date a white girl or like marry or nothing like that because I need to make sure that if I have a child, my child knows like how to grow up with black people. Like my white wife or whoever not going to know how to teach my child how to survive in a black, like how to
Cannot
be
help you
black.
with that. Yeah.
Like no matter how much you might like sympathize with, you're never gonna understand. You're never gonna fully understand. You're never gonna be able to like fully grasp it. So it's
Yeah.
like I need somebody who's gonna be able to do her hair the right way, his hair, whatever. Somebody that's gonna be able to have a black ass talk. Somebody that's gonna be able to say nigga with me. Like I can't.
Yeah. I feel
But
you.
even in that, somebody might hear that and say, "Oh, that's racist." You know what I'm saying? Or that's da 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 da. That's prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
So or you might say I can't date somebody a certain weight, but it might not come down to like a what's the word for fat, like a fat phobic thing. It might just be like you just a certain size and you like I can't really like handle all that. Like that's me being honest, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not trying to offend. Sometimes it just comes down to like what you're comfortable with, but it also doesn't mean demeaning what you wouldn't want. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so like
Mm-hmm.
I can't say it and be like, man, fuck white girls. White girls are like da 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 da. Cause like it's some cool ass white girls. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
then say you will fuck a couple of them. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's some cool ass white girls, but it's like I know ultimately like we can never go past just that, and that's because of my own like what I'm saying
Yeah.
whatever.
I feel you.
Yeah.
My answer to it is pretty much is very similar. I mean, it really depends on your reasoning why that is your
Mm-hmm.
preference.
Mm-hmm.
Literally for the same exact reasons that you said. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, when Black Lives Matter and shit was popular,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, 1.5, 2 years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was now. Um, there was a lot of talk about that because a lot of white people were getting called out more than usual for like only dating white people or like skipping, whatever. And niggas love to lean on that shit. But I also kind of agree with there's like an underlying prejudice because I mean, no matter, let's go back to the fat phobia example. If you're saying you can't date someone that's like big because that's something that you can't handle, what is that? Physically, I feel like that can be seen as a cop out. Like it might be a genuine reason why, they feel like that, but I think there's
now
always a hint of prejudice, I'll say.
of course. But here's the switch though. You'll have okay, like, all right, for example, you'll have niggas who will like love bigger women, right? Will like fuck with bigger women, but try to do that shit on a slick. Or be like, oh nah, like I never do that, da, da, da. But no, in private,
You're
you trying to go
weird.
snag it, or you try to talk to her and then she dish you, and they, oh, you fat anyway, da, da, da. Now, in that definitely is like that is fat phobic as fuck. Like, don't, I guess, don't diminish your own your own wants because of what society wants you to have. Like don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to like sexuality, like if you know you attracted to somebody, like go with that shit. Like don't reject that shit just because you like, oh, now everybody going da 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 da. Like, because all you're doing is like kind of like suppressing that shit, and eventually it's gonna show within itself. So it's like, and you can't hide nothing forever. So it's like, I guess with the I don't know. Okay, so all right, so in that same shit, what's the difference between that and like a woman that says like, I only date niggas that's 6 foot and taller? Cause you can't control how tall you are.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And I used to say shit like that or like agree with shit like that. But I think personally, it's just like if I'm past that,
Yeah.
like if you cool as fuck and we vibe, I've seen how many shitty people there are out here. So if you're actually cool and we can like, then I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, that's
I
where
don't
I'm
really
at
give a
too.
fuck.
That's definitely where I'm at.
But I think there's a hint of it in that too. It's all like it all goes back to society's beauty standards, which are really fucking annoying, and like caring so much about out outside opinions, and
Social media,
just people are so insecure within themselves, and so
yeah.
they need that like assurance from other people, not assurance, but like
Reassurance,
affirmation
yeah.
and shit,
Definitely.
like, oh yeah, your boyfriend's cute as fuck.
But
Girl,
then
I
you
don't give
mad
a
because
fuck if you
everybody
think he
compliment their
cute.
boyfriend.
What the fuck? I don't care.
But then you mad when he cheat on you.
I know, right?
I don't get it, yo. Like, everybody got these relationship goals, and it's like, you don't even know them though. Like, you don't know these people.
That's what I'm saying. People be so focused on like that perfect picture shit, they don't even pay attention to who they getting in that shit with.
Like,
Like,
shit. And then and the bad part, and I think I ain't gonna say the worst part, but like the bad part about it is what it does is it makes people like not want to work for like not want to work for shit. Like, we get into relationships now, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna be in this shit for what I can get out of it, or like, if you can't
yeah,
do this, and this, like, I'm gone. And
yeah,
it's just like there's no sense of like, okay, let's work through something. Let's like grow together. Let's like go through some shit, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the moment you fuck up or the moment something go left, it's like I don't know, we over, or and sometimes you gotta have that because you gotta know where to draw that line in the sand, and it just
yeah.
depends on like the severity of the situation. But like a lot of times it's like some things, just like I said before, come down to communication. And I feel like a lot of times if people just stop being scared and just say what they really felt or say what they really wanted to say, we wouldn't end up in these situations where we feel all like bottled up and like, oh, she not listening and da, da,
Yeah.
da. But it's like, is it because you're not saying what you really want to say? You like talking around the point.
Yeah.
And then when she misconstrue what you saying, it's like you mad. But it's like, just say what you gonna say.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that goes, but that kind of like makes me switch into another topic.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember like might have been like a month ago, month and a half, when on Twitter where everybody was doing like red flags and shit. You know?
Yeah. 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 Uh-huh.
All right, so you gotta give me what's 3 red flags.
Oh shit. Um, I want to say don't know how to cook, but I'm not gonna hold that against nobody. Aren't willing to learn how to cook
Okay.
if you don't know how to cook. Um, I'm trying not to say obvious ones. Like, of course, my nigga, if you're controlling or like just misogynistic as fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
If you um for me, if you got kids, babe, it's a no.
Mm.
It's a no.
Mm.
I've tried it. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm even trying to imagine myself in a scenario where the circumstance was better. I was still nah.
Mm-hmm.
At least not where I'm at now mentally. Who
Mm-hmm.
knows where in the future? I'll never say never.
Yeah.
Um, and then will you need one more?
I thought that was you said I thought you said 3.
Okay, bet.
She said not know how to
Bet. Give me your 3.
but let's see. 3. Anybody let me see. I
I know,
say
right?
like shit. Anybody say that. Let me see. I say one would probably be like a lack of self awareness.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
if you don't know like how you affect the world around you, or you don't think about how you affect the world around you,
Yeah.
then I would say 2 would be I would say somebody who is like very like self-centered or like
Okay.
very like talks about themselves a lot or they just
World revolves around you.
type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I'm very like I ain't gonna say I'm self-centered, but I'm very like I can be arrogant, I could say.
Okay.
And like but I
That's
also
a
know,
little bit different from self-centered
yeah, I was
though.
gonna
So.
say, but I also know how to like humble myself, and I know how
Mm-hmm.
to like be like, oh yeah, like let me step back and like you know what I'm saying. And I think that's the difference between like being confident and being like prideful or like arrogant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say that number 2 goes with prideful. So like being prideful or like just yeah, um, self centered. And then I say 3 would be I would say like a big red flag for me, and it's gonna sound kind of like, but it's like correcting, like trying to like correct my grammar,
Ugh.
and
Cause for what?
I only say that because it's like I talk like we from niggas
Yeah.
from DMV, we talk a certain way, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm just talking, we having a conversation, and you like tripping off of like every single word, or you just like on some like real not even just like with words, but just very if you're very like stuck up or just real
Mm-hmm.
like bougie,
Mm-hmm.
that don't work for me because I'm
I just
very
find that kind of racist, because
yeah,
like
just a little bit because it's
yeah,
like why you
AAVE is a thing.
right why you checking me like I could what I'm
You
saying
know what the
so
fuck I'm
so
saying. What
to
is your
correct me, you
problem?
know what I'm saying. So why are you correcting me? You know what I'm saying? You just doing that to try to make me more like what I'm saying, like them peoples.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Honorable
Okay.
mention.
Those are fair 3. Those are
Honorable
fair 3.
mention. If she got, I only, like I said, I gotta date or marry a black woman. So if you only got white friends, like if
Yeah.
I see you on like Tinder or some shit, and you only
Yeah.
got all white friends, I'm not
Yeah.
fucking with you. That's some gal shit. I don't do
Yeah, literally.
that.
Literally. Because, I mean, it's 2022. What are we
All right,
still
you just
doing
got one
there?
black friend.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm starting to think that the problem is you. Because what the fuck?
Nah, I can't do that shit. I'd be scared. And I can't do that.
Hell no. Hell no.
It's a wild world out here, though.
It really
It
is. And at this point, I'm finna just be by myself.
hell yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Cause niggas are being weird. Like I'll be doing just fine, going through my life,
Mm-hmm.
being with myself and my dogs, and staying focused on top of my shit. And then here come a nigga that just happened to be a fuck nigga. And it's like, why you even come and waste my and yours time?
Like, why
What
you got
was
all
the
this?
point of that?
Why you got all this time to waste? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Why? Why did you even come over here? Go away, bruh. Go the fuck away.
It really do be like that, bro. You
He
really
just
be
be
like, man, bro,
irritating.
we really just like was just like fuck it. We just didn't do nothing, and we ended up here and
Ciao.
wasted all this time, and it's just like fuck it, it's over.
Ciao.
I honestly though, I can say I'm happy that I am a straight male because I already know just from me being the nigga that I've been in my past,
Mm-hmm.
um, y'all got it rough. Like, cause I turned out like not even on some like cocky shit, but like I turned out to be one of the good niggas in the end and shit. You know what I'm saying? I went from the villain side to the. I don't think I ever been a villain. I think I say more like anti-hero. You know what I'm saying? Like I played a villain,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then like, but now it's like I'm trying to be a better nigga and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's still a lot of niggas that are older than me that are still deep in the villainy. You know what I'm saying? And
and having no plans on changing
I have no
anytime
plan
soon.
of giving up their life a crime.
No,
So
no matter what you tell them, no matter how many times you tell them, they're
they,
just okay with being an ain't shit nigga, and I don't get it. I do not get it. It's so annoying. Grow the fuck up.
I think that's all they come down to. It's like niggas just don't grow up, man. We just allow. It's the. I think
People
it's
be
that whole boys will
women
be
be
boys,
accepting that shit.
and yeah, we just
We
taught
be
that.
accepting that shit.
I never forget, and I don't want to put no names out here because I
Oh,
don't know who be listening.
oh
But
shit.
it was this one girl that was like it was a coworker of mine, and she was with this dude, and I never forget. I don't remember exactly what she was doing, what she had to do for him. But it was something she said she had to go home and do, or she had to teach him how to do. Um, it might have been like teach him how to like. It was something like he's supposed to know how to do, like as an adult. Not even like cook, not even to like that level. It was some shit like some basic shit.
Mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm.
was like, can I ask you a real question? Why do y'all like be okay with niggas doing like shitty things? Like not just shitty things, but like below the basic
Yeah,
human, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
certain shit is just like it should just be innate. Like it should just be like, okay, I need to take care of myself.
I need
Like
to learn how to clean my clothes.
like
Use a
that should be
washing machine.
like that should be like, okay, I should learn how to iron my clothes. Like I don't think that should be like
A
top
special
tier.
skill.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be able to put that on your resume. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just something you should just you just that's like, learning how to potty and all that. Like you just get there.
Literally. Yeah.
So it's like I was like, why do y'all just be like cool with that? Like y'all kind of just accept that. But like us as men, let a girl tell me, like,
She don't know
let
how to cook.
like even for me though, but for me though, I'm not pressed about shit like that. But that's me though. But
Yeah.
that's because I know like we can learn how to cook together. Like if you
Uh-huh.
willing, like we can learn, we burn some shit down together.
Right.
That's just how I am.
Yeah.
But I know it's a lot of niggas that will be like, nah, my girl gotta cook. She gotta do my laundry. That.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to warm up water. Nothing.
Nigga standards be high as fuck, and they can't do none of the shit that they
Can't do
asking
shit.
for.
Can't do shit. But because you go to
But
work,
these be the niggas that be on Kevin Samuel's dick though.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, definitely
That
same
should be
bracket.
crazy. That should be
Be expecting the
crazy,
most,
bro.
and we all want to say like oh we kings and da 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 da. But it's like, bro, you can't just. I don't think it's ever been a good king in history that just was like, I'm just gonna sit on my ass and just be shit and just not. And if they was, they got their ass killed very
Right.
easy. Like you can't call yourself no king, no none of that shit. And then you at home playing 2K all day. You got 2 kids. Your girl go to work, driving her car so you can go cheat on her. Like what, bro?
How are you not embarrassed by your life story, my
Like you're
nigga?
not, and then you go to your man's house and be like, "Yeah, I da. Like you proud of that shit,
And
bro."
them niggas be encouraging that shit. Or maybe not even encouraging, but just like,
Letting
don't
it
be
slide.
saying nothing.
Don't be
Yeah,
saying
don't be
shit.
saying nothing.
Like shit. It's just like I feel like the problem is we don't hold other niggas accountable. Like it's not enough niggas out here. Cause I think when you hear from a woman, it just a lot of niggas like she be nagging, she be nagging. It's like she not nagging. It's like
Her
at a
needs
certain
are not
point, it's
being fulfilled.
it it's like at a certain point, if it's the other way around, we don't take the same shit. Like as niggas, we don't take the same shit. We be quick to cut somebody off or let you go on a date with a woman and you spend $100 and she tell you she not fucking. You gonna be so quick to be like, oh well, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this.
Exactly.
I ain't dealing with you, your kids, your life, your
Exactly.
grandma, none of that shit.
Exactly.
5 minutes ago, he was invested. He want to know about your skills and your artistry and how you paint pictures on the
Come
weekend.
on, bruh. Come on with
You,
it, bruh.
where
Come
you
on
get
with it,
church
bruh.
and you want to know how you like your pancakes. And then the moment you like, well, I don't have, no, I'm celibate. Oh, I don't give a fuck. You gonna you got this check right? Cause I'm about to dip out. Like, nah, bro. Like that's weird as shit, bro. That's weird ass energy, bro. Like
Yeah.
we gotta, as men, we gotta be bigger than our dicks, bro. Like it gotta be bigger than our dicks, bro. Cause it's like just fucking all the time is not, it's not an accomplishment, bro. That's some high school shit, counting bodies and doing all that wild ass shit. Like that's some high school shit, bro.
Grow up.
We got jobs, nigga. Like the gas prices at $5, my nigga. You riding around the streets for what, bro? Like for some pussy, bro.
Right.
If you don't get you a flashlight or beat your meat or some shit and get back to the grind, nigga, cause like it really ain't worth it, my nigga.
Come on, it
Especially
eliminates the possibility of the babies you can't afford, and
like
eliminates so much emotional headache. It eliminates progression of like bad mental health, like the
like
decline.
shit, cause
Like,
that shit will
come
fuck
on,
up your
bro.
mental health. Like
Come
I
on.
don't care what you think that shit. Cause even me saying like I can detach myself, I know that comes with something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a part of that that's gonna affect me because I don't like hurting nobody. So like I don't want to put nobody in no situation where they catch feelings for me and then I gotta be like, nah, it ain't that. Like it didn't mean nothing to me. It was just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because some people
Mhm.
take that very seriously. So
Mhm.
I don't. I just want niggas to want better for ourselves. Like I want us to like really care about our own like shit. And the whole thing is the reason why women out here, as much as we complain about OnlyFans and all this other shit, the only reason women have that control is because y'all keep giving it to them. Like you out here buying pussy, so of course they're gonna keep selling it. Like if I can make some money off you just by showing you my titties, and you gonna spend $500, like nigga, of course
Babe,
I'm
there
gonna do.
wouldn't be so much supply if it wasn't as much demand.
There
Like
you go.
twice the amount of
And
demand.
y'all flooding the market with dick. Just
Come on
throwing dick
now.
pics. Stop throwing dick pics out. Make them earn it. Make them earn it.
Nah,
Then,
y'all niggas be assaulting
like,
women's eyes
bro,
with that shit, bro. Don't just be
bro.
sending me a fucking. The fuck is you doing?
Nobody wants to see your dick, my nigga, except
What are
for the
you
person that asked for
doing?
it. Like, keep your dick to yourself. If you really want to do some like post the hoochie daddy shorts. You know what I'm saying? Show the outfit off, but like, you know what I'm saying, on the slick. If y'all talking like that, don't just be a weirdo and start showing your dick to women because you think they like that shit. No,
People are
like,
so
stop being
weird.
weird. Like, that's all it comes down to. Stop being creeps. I know that's how y'all niggas was raised to be like all aggressive and weird and all that shit. That shit not cool. Women don't like that. You might find 1 out of 1,000 women that actually like that shit. And then y'all be counting y'all shit like y'all Steph Curry. Stop doing that shit. Y'all niggas need to stop being weird. Like, that's all it comes down to. Stop being weird. and like just stop being weird. And I'm
Yeah.
sure like you can have more conversations about bridging the gap, but it's like it starts with like telling other niggas stop being weird, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know that girl 18 and you like 42. Like come on, bro.
Yikes.
Stop being weird, bro. Like
Yikes.
come on now. You know you got a girl that love you dearly, that you come home to get a cooked meal. You got 2 kids with, and you out here trying to fuck with some little 22-year-old because you bored or because you da 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 because you didn't get to live out your glory years, whatever the fuck, nigga. You gave that up. Ain't nobody asked you to. Like, and if it's
People don't want to
that,
take accountability.
and that's the big word. And not that's one of them red flags too. Accountability. Like
Mm-hmm.
people do not want to see themselves in the mirror. Like that shit. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
So you just gonna keep on through life like sad as fuck in this
just
endless cycle of like blaming everybody else for your problems
yeah.
before
Yeah.
realizing that they are your problems.
Like shit. And you
Wow,
the
have
only one.
fun.
You the only one that can deal with that shit. You the only one that can fix. Like, can't no relationship fix what you got going on inside of you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how much they love you. I know everybody want to talk about it's this big ass debate, or people get so mad when you say like you gotta love yourself
Yeah, we was
first.
talking about that in the
Yeah, we
other
talked about
episode.
that, and
Mm-hmm.
people get so mad about it. And it's like, why are you so mad about loving yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does that upset you? And it's like, yes, people can love you, but you're going to hurt them. And you can't, and that goes back to self-awareness. Like, if I know that I'm still broken up about some shit, I'm not going to throw myself out there. Even if somebody comes to me and they want to love me, I have to be honest enough with myself and say, I'm not completely done with this chapter of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So jumping into the next chapter with you is not going to work out. Now we could be close and we can stay close while I figure this shit out if you're willing to. But like, don't
People don't want to even give the other person that fair chance. They
that
just
grace. It's
want
just
to
like,
be.
yep,
They want to be selfish as fuck.
I'm gonna
They only
string
worried
you
about
along and keep
themselves
you. Yep,
while I try and figure out my shit.
like
And if
shit,
you're not it by the end of this, I'm so sorry.
like shit,
I just wasted your time.
like shit,
But
and it's
also, people be stuck in situations like that and like other shitty situations. Cause, and I'm guilty of it too. We be so committed to like that person's potential,
mm-hmm.
you know,
That
and
is,
niggas be so focused on like the future picture that they're not worried about
mm-hmm,
right now,
mm-hmm,
and they don't be doing the shit that they need to do right now to even make
mm-hmm,
it possible to get there. They just want to
mm-hmm.
jump straight into that fairy tale,
Yeah,
but
I'm guilty of it too.
you gotta look at the person that's in front of you, bro. They be
Yep,
showing you who they are. You
mm-hmm,
just choose to ignore that shit.
mm-hmm,
So
100%. Nah,
if
I
you want to
understand.
keep falling down that rabbit hole, I mean, good luck to you. But that shit it's gonna hurt every time you bump your head.
Mm-hmm,
It's gonna hurt like shit, and
mm-hmm.
that pain is not really necessary at this point. Once you've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You know
6,
what it's
7,
gonna feel
8,
like.
9, 10, like
Nah,
no,
that's
identify these fucking patterns, bro.
like shit, like shit. That's real.
And a
Like,
lot of times it's hard to identify that shit yourself, but like there's a lot of literature out here to help you. Like get some good fucking friends that you can talk to about that shit and
mm,
you know, or therapy. But
therapy.
pick your medium, it's all up to you. There's a lot of different resources out here is the point. So fucking use that shit. Stop just staying stagnant in your murkiness.
Mm-hmm. Like shit.
That ain't helping nobody.
That's the real shit. Like don't just stay stuck in like, okay, I'm gonna just stay with this type of person or this person because it's comfortable. Because the like at some point you have to be okay with saying like, okay, I'm not happy right where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I saw this shit. Matter of fact, on Instagram, where he was like, um, the way you know like you've truly grown is when you sick of your own shit. I was like, that's real as shit. Like, it's not until you stop blaming everybody else and you're like, damn, I really be doing some dumbass shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you really be like, all right, I gotta change. But before
Mm-hmm.
then, you just jumping from person to person. And a lot of times, your relationship is just gonna reflect like where you're at or just where or what. I guess I ain't gonna say that. Your relationship is gonna reflect like a lot of things about yourself. Like you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of your insecurities and a lot of things that
Mm-hmm.
are gonna like pop out from this other person because people have a tendency to like know once you get I feel like once you get that close to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
They know how to like press your buttons. They know certain things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when you deal with somebody who is manipulative or abusive or whatever, a lot of things about abuse are like control and power and knowing like I know I can press this button and I can make you act like this.
Mm-hmm.
I can make you mad. And it goes both ways because a lot of times we just look at the abuse and you look at the whole like Johnny Depp situation. But like just in the bigger like bubble of it, a lot of times we look at abuse as just like a man punching a woman in the face. But abuse could be as simple as like a man telling a woman his dream of doing some cool shit that he like and she like that's stupid,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that in itself is abuse and we might not look at it like that might be like oh he's soft, like get over it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like
Mm-hmm.
you aren't allowed to tell somebody else how to react to something, you know what I'm saying, like you're not
Mm-hmm.
allowed to tell somebody that something doesn't affect them because you don't know how big that meant to me, because a lot of times if I've let you in that close then I care
Yeah.
about your opinion.
Yeah.
So if you willing to just crush my shit like that when I'm and that goes back to what I said before about knowing who you picking, like picking the right type of person and not
Mm-hmm.
just going for the look and going for a person that's really gonna have your back and that's really gonna go through the shit with you. Cause it's like a pretty face always gonna be a pretty face, but like what's she gonna do when you broke down and fucked up?
Yeah.
If you can support her now on some money shit, like cool. But what happened when your job go? We saw with the pandemic, you're not guaranteed no money. So
Mm-hmm.
like, what's gonna happen when your job crash, when the stocks crash, when all this other shit go down, like, and you ain't got the money you had and you can't support her? She gone, and
Yeah.
like you can't like bank on that. You gotta have somebody who really gonna love you for like you said where you at, because
Yeah.
it's about their because
And
I
is willing to grow with you, like
oh,
willing to put in the work into
yeah
themselves and the relationship for y'all to grow together and
yeah
apart, you know, like
yeah.
it's a whole fucking it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And
It's
stop
definitely
jumping into shit with people because you can only find out who's like truly good for you in that moment with time. Like
yeah.
stop
You gotta go through the
rushing
shit.
into shit.
You
Yeah.
gotta go through the shit. You gotta know that they gonna be solid through whatever go down. Like you gotta know how they gonna react to shit. Because a lot of times I feel like with situations with me, would change me or change my feelings towards somebody was like when something happened, like how they reacted. And then
Yeah.
once I saw that, it was like, oh, so that's how you move.
Yeah.
And then that like ultimately changed how my perception of them.
Yeah.
But up until that point, I might have thought like, okay, if this happened, I know they would do this, or if this
Mhm.
happened, I know they would do that. And then
Mhm.
it doesn't happen that way, and it's like now you're like, okay, now I don't know what to believe because you've built this whole kind of, you know, image of yourself
Mhm.
to say
Mhm.
you're a certain type of person, but then when the time came for you to be that person, you weren't that person.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I think that comes back to people not being honest from the jump. Like a
But
lot of times,
I think also
but
a lot of times people don't, they're not unintentionally being honest. They just don't know. You know, people
mm-hmm,
know, people jump in from shit to shit. People are so scared to be alone because that's time you have to spend with yourself,
yeah,
and that silence can get loud as fuck.
yeah,
And so people don't really take time to get to know themselves, what they want versus what they need, you know,
yeah,
and detect their patterns and stuff. And so they just keep jumping from one thing to another, and it seems like it's different shit with each relationship, but it's really all the same, bro. There's a pattern
mm-hmm.
there, and it's your responsibility to identify that shit
No, I
and
definitely been
fix
there.
that shit.
Definitely been there. I
Like,
honestly, I could say that that's been me. Like, I would say since like maybe like 17. Like, I've been in and out of relationships.
yeah.
Because it's like you don't, like you said, you just don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to have to deal with yourself. But it came to a point where I kind of had to,
Mm-hmm.
but in that it led me to like where I am now, where it's like I am a lot more self aware and I am a lot more like, because being able to like stand in your shit and really be like I did this and this and it was
Mm-hmm.
because of this, and like being able to trace those roots back
Mm-hmm.
of like where behaviors come from, because
Mm-hmm.
no matter what nobody tell you, bro, everything you do is for a reason. So if somebody
You
make a
think so?
joke, hmm,
You think so?
what you mean as far as like,
Everything you do is
oh
because of
definitely,
something. Mm-hmm.
definitely everything is because it's, you have to understand like your brain, is just a computer. Like it's just going off of like reactions. It's a neuro like pathway of like reaction. So when you do something over time, over and over and over, it just becomes a habit. So it's not, your
Okay.
brain can't differentiate between like when you're joking or when you're like serious. It doesn't know that. All it does is hear what you're saying and then it internalizes it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go into a situation where I like I said, like if I'm telling myself that a relationship is working for me, if I convince myself like, nah, it's working because da da da, eventually I can kind of trick myself into saying like I'm okay. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually my true feelings are gonna come out because a situation is gonna happen that's gonna pass my boundary or my breaking point. And that's
Mm-hmm.
usually what happens. I feel like in relationships is a lot of times you kind of bury like your true feelings in order to protect the other person or because you're comfortable, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But you go so much time just kind of believing the lie that it's like you're like, okay, it's gonna get there one day. It's gonna get there one day. Like you said, the potential.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to a point where you teach yourself to kind of believe, like see the potential more than the person.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
you still talking to this person as if they're that person that you want or
The
that,
nigga shit ain't really changed from
but
jump.
it ain't changed. And then you get
So.
that little bit speck of like change or that little speck of like
Mm-hmm.
something, and then you like, oh, see, they are changing, and then you
Right.
get all this big ass hope. And
Right.
I think I seen some shit called, I think it called it like breadcrumbing, but
Oh.
yeah, I seen that shit on Instagram. Like it's called breadcrumbing. Like
The
when
hell is
people
that?
give you like a
I
little
feel like
bit.
that's a weird kink or something.
Yeah, it do sound like some like, yeah, putting breadcrumbs in some booty or some shit.
Ew, stop. Stop. I can't.
Yeah,
Ew.
that's about to be my OnlyFans shit. Yeah.
Ew, relax. Relax.
And by the way, if you want to
Relax.
subscribe to
I
my
know, right?
OnlyFans,
Link
but
in bio.
I'll link it up there. No link it up there. But anyway, so I just feel like that even that is a form of abuse. Like that's a form of like, because it's like you're kind of stringing somebody. Like they want more. They and all it's not always on purpose, but I think when it's shown to you at that point, you make a decision to either continue the behavior or like work on it. And I
Hmm.
think that for me is like the biggest difference
I
in
mean,
relationships.
yeah, because like you could put like well, I guess that could be considered manipulation in that specific scenario. If they're doing it intentionally, like
Mm-hmm.
intentionally trying to be conniving and
Mm-hmm.
depict something when they know that's really not what they are, but they know that's what you really, really want, like that. So I get that. But
Mm-hmm.
um I don't know. It's just people be selfish out here. Selfish
Definitely.
as fuck. And I think people more and more like lose respect for themselves, so in turn they lose respect for others as
Mm-hmm.
well. And like you can't have a world where nobody's out here respecting one another. Like you can't
Mm-hmm.
just be out here senselessly killing people's grandmas and
Mm-hmm.
kids, and that's what niggas are doing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like niggas grow up, niggas a lot of niggas grow up without and like are kind of left on their own, so that even the possibility of love to them is taken away so early,
Yeah.
and it's never there's nothing there put in place of that except for whatever their depiction of love might be, which is most likely toxic because they've never been
Mm-hmm.
shown like a healthy version of it. So is people out here like openly proclaiming that they have like no love in their heart and like proud of
Mm-hmm.
that shit, and that shit is so sad.
That's true.
Because at the end of the day, all anybody ever wants is love.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to admit that shit or not, that's what makes the fuck. I'm not trying to be corny, but that's what makes the fucking world go round.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got so many lost people out here just never even experiencing love, so they never or a
A
healthy
healthy
version
love,
of
yeah.
love, yeah, then they don't know how to give it, and it's just got a bunch of lost people.
Because I think it's more so people are taught like unhealthy love. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times we see love as like tough love, or like you gotta like love people like in a certain way, or love people from a distance because they might hurt you, or da da da. Like we love very like scared, or very like either very controlling or very like scared.
But that's
So,
also what we've seen from our parents, you
mm-hmm,
know? And
mm-hmm,
I mean, even to our parents, that's better to them
mm-hmm.
compared to what they saw from their
What they
parents. So
had,
it's like
yeah,
every generation is just, they're trying their best,
trying
but it
better.
just seems to be getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Because I think we kind of jumped from extremes. I think it went from like, okay, because our parents were like super like overbearing and super like strict and super like da 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 da. Then
Hmm.
we like, okay, well, I gotta give my kids like the ultimate space. But it's like then you kind of let them like too
Do
free, and
whatever
now
what they
they
want.
kind of like at some point you can give kids the reins to like be themselves, but at some point you have to understand that they don't understand the world like fully. So
Right.
it's like,
They are still kids.
yeah,
Like,
like they still don't fully understand like there are things that can happen because a lot of times we shelter them. So
hmm,
they don't understand that if you don't teach them, a kid's not gonna know they can get kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
just thinking like everybody's nice to me, everybody thinks I'm cute, like,
Hmm.
whatever. But
Hmm.
if you don't teach a child like what that is, they would never know.
Hmm.
So I feel like becomes like a thing of, and I was actually talking to a friend of mine who has a kid, and she was saying, and I was saying to her like it must be like really hard to find the line between like helping your kid grow up, but also like keeping them a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like having to tell them about the real world,
Yeah.
but then also being like keep trying to keep their innocence.
Yeah.
Um,
It's inevitable that it's gonna go away. You just, because I think everybody is always gonna have that inner child. A lot of our inner child is like hurt as fuck
mm-hmm.
and have not had any type of healing from that. So people
Growing
don't really get to
up.
connect with that shit. But you will always have that, like a sprinkle of that inside you,
Mm-hmm.
even once you get older. It's just people be trying to demean people that take care of that shit, that still
Mm-hmm.
do like fun shit and like shit you're not supposed to do once you hit a certain age. Like, who the fuck
Mm-hmm.
cares? Like, go
I'm
away.
like, why are you mad if somebody play video games, or somebody like to like color their hair a certain color
My
or some
nigga,
shit?
I'm
Like,
25 and I roller skate and I play with hula hoops. And what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Like,
fuck
go
that
away.
shit.
Go
That shit
away.
fun. That shit fun. Like, I
I'm
think the
sorry you're not
problem
happy in your life and you
is
have
that,
no
and
hobbies.
that's
Like,
just I was about to say. Like, a lot of people just upset that they gave up a lot of their own selves, or
yep.
gave up their what they wanted to do in order to um I don't know, raise somebody, or be
Be with
responsible, or yeah,
somebody.
be with somebody, or do take a job, or whatever the fuck. It's like you're not living in your purpose, so you
Mm-hmm.
want everybody else to like hold themselves back. But it's like you got to get out of whatever the fuck you in
Mm-hmm.
and deal with whatever the fuck you need to deal with within yourself
Mm-hmm.
in order to like not feel that way, because I don't think it's ever natural to hate. Like I don't think like being spiteful or being a hateful person is natural. I think that comes from you not living the life that you're supposed to be living. It comes from
Yeah.
you going against what you're supposed to be doing. And
Yeah.
it's always the people that say stuff like, yeah, knowing my luck, I'll probably da 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 da,
Right, 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 right,
or
right.
da da da, and it's like always that kind of depressed ass, like, yeah, nothing ever goes right for me. It's
Right.
kind of like, bro, the reason why nothing goes right is because you don't want anything to go right. Like you're
Hello.
determined to self-sabotage because happiness doesn't make sense to you, love doesn't make
Hello.
sense, so it's scary, and anything
Mm-hmm.
scary you're gonna reject. So it's like when you're shown that shit, it's, and I'm guilty of it too, because I'm a person who I didn't grow up like, I'm not gonna say and act like my parents were like abusive or nothing, but I feel like my parents didn't really have the like affection type of, the at least what I needed, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, in the way that
Mm-hmm.
I needed.
Yeah.
And so I grew up kind of needing that, or like wanting that more. Um but it's like you have to understand that that's like not anybody's job to like fill that space for you. Like that's something that
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
like deal with and say, okay, I know that I need affection. I know, and that could even lead to, like, for me, having bipolar 1, that leads to like hypersexuality. So I'm a person that like, and like, I can consider myself hypersexual or hypersexual.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's also attached to the fact that I didn't get the affection that I needed when I was a child.
Right.
So now I look for it, and if I have to get it in that way, then I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But I know that it's nobody's job. Like, it's not a woman's job to like fuck me because I'm hypersexual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's for me to deal with within myself, and that goes back to self, regulation,
Self-awareness.
and
Yeah.
just self-awareness.
Yeah. And honesty,
Yeah.
and being able to like communicate that with somebody so they know what the fuck they're getting into, and like
Mm-hmm.
aren't caught off guard, and won't have certain expectations, or will have certain expectations. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
be fucking honest
Communicative,
and
man.
communicate, and everything will be okay.
Yes. And
Everything will
and
be okay.
stop feeling entitled because you tell the truth.
Right.
Just
Yes.
because you tell the truth does not mean you will get what you want.
Yes.
So all you niggas
Exactly.
who think that telling her you got a girlfriend will mean she's still gonna fuck you, or you telling her you just want to fuck will mean that she gonna be with the shits. Like, no, it just means that you are honest. She don't want to fuck you, and you keep it moving.
And now I respect you, even if we never talk again. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you
Goodbye.
don't know where that could lead to, because she might put you on with a friend, or
Right.
you never know who connected to who. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And don't even think like that. Don't even make it about that. Make it about
Yeah.
respecting people for people.
That's
Fuck
it.
all the sex shit. Fuck all the whatever the shit. Like, stop being entitled to women's bodies. Like, for
Try
real.
and respect yourself, but even if you don't
Respect
love
yourself, bro.
yourself right now, I get it, because that is a hard fucking job, especially when you've gone your whole life without it. But work on that. But let's even more so work on respecting ourselves so we can respect other people, because like,
That's where
that's
it
a
starts.
lot of the disconnect.
That's where it
And
starts.
I don't know, it could all be so simple. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
We all think we know what we want, but I think a
yeah.
lot of what we want is based on what we see and what we think
Yeah. And what
we
we've
see.
experienced. Yeah.
Mm, it
Yeah.
sucks. But we getting there, I guess. Probably not. Maybe.
The only way we'll be able to know like anything at all is if we like communicate with each other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't just go off of your perspective or your homie's
Mm-hmm.
perspective or your parents' perspective. Like, talk to people,
And communication is not just you saying how you feel and then not listening to anybody else. It's
Right.
it's speaking and listening.
Right.
So
Exactly.
please remember that while you like ranting and saying nobody ever listens to me and I don't ever do that. It's probably
Exactly.
because you don't listen to anybody else.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Sheesh.
I think we good. I think
Niggas
we
had
done.
shit to get off their chests, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
good now.
yeah, yeah. A good episode.
Bad. Okay, cool. Well,
You need to see it.
you have anything you want to end on?
Um, let's see.
I
Let's
know you
see.
do.
Um, we got some stuff in the works. I ain't gonna
Oh
say too.
yes.
We got some
Mhm.
stuff in the works. Just
Mhm.
be ready.
Mhm.
Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Read a book. Definitely read a book, nigga. Read a book.
Okay.
Read
Cool.
a book, nigga.
Cool.
Always,
That's
always.
all I was looking for.
Read a book. Talk to your, like, if you're in a relationship, any type of relationship, friendship, whatever, man. Talk to people, because it's like you really on some not to be morbid or like whatever, but you really don't know if you're gonna see somebody tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
there's so many people that think they gonna go home and have this conversation with the person, or like, I'm gonna tell them tomorrow, or
Yep.
you go to bed mad at somebody over some dumb shit, and then the next day they're not dead. So,
Yep.
like, just talk
Yep.
to people. Be open, be honest. Like, if anything, if you feel like you being honest with them is like going to hurt them or whatever, at least give them, if you love them that much or you care that much, give them the
That
chance.
courtesy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give them the chance
If
to
they're
you know,
mad, you know that you did what you needed to do, and they whatever they're mad about, that's something that they have to work through. It doesn't really have to do with you.
it don't.
You did your part and you communicated. I mean, even if you were a shitty person, like, okay, but Thank you
and
for
change
telling me. Now get the
change
fuck out of my
behavior.
life. Exactly.
Change behavior.
Right.
Don't just apologize and keep doing the same shit.
Right.
Change
Right.
behavior is the ultimate apology.
Yep.
Remember that.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Shablam.
All
All
right.
right. We'll see y'all for the next episode.
And we out.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.